Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member, it's an honor to once again be before my colleagues today and urge support for my bill, the State Planning for Reliability and Affordability Act. This is a common sense measure that will help incentivize better energy policy in Colorado and across the nation and help states lower the financial burden that constituents like mine are facing by encouraging states to consider implementing policy that focuses on long-term energy reliability, which of course encourages affordability for working-class families. Countless folks in my district are working tirelessly to put food on the table and achieve the American dream. But one of the biggest hurdles that my constituents are facing right now is skyrocketing utility costs. As I mentioned earlier this month when the bill was reported out of the subcommittee, Coloradans are paying 24% more in electricity costs now than they were just 4 years ago. This spike in electricity costs didn't materialize out of thin air or in a vacuum. It's the result of deliberate policy decisions made by my governor, the legislature, and the Colorado Public Utilities Commission. But don't take my word for it. The nonpartisan Common Sense Institute in Colorado released a report in January of this year on the future of electricity costs in Colorado. One of the big findings in this report reads, and I quote, "Driven by state policy mandates to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, electricity prices are projected to grow at more than 3 times the rate of inflation and nearly 13 times the growth rate from 2010 to 2020. The report goes on to project that by 2030, the average household will be spending $390 to $504 more annually due to rates outpacing inflation and historic trends. All households combined will spend between $970 million and $1.25 billion more in electricity costs, and the average electric rate will grow by 56% from 12 cents a kilowatt hour to 18.4 cents a kilowatt hour. That's not partisan conjecture. Those are the cold, hard facts that my constituents have to face. And these policies aren't just a threat to affordability for countless families across the country. They also jeopardize long-term reliability. In fact, as recently as 2 years ago, a major service provider in my district forecast a capacity shortage of more than 125 megawatts of power due to the premature retirement of baseload dispatchable power. That's more than 25,000 homes worth of power. Just last month, I met with a company in my district that's doing cutting-edge work to advance quantum computing technology and was recently recognized as a leader in that field. But they told me they're being forced to move into a different building and pay substantially more in rent to be connected to an electrical substation directly because they literally could not keep the lights on in their current location due to frequent power outages. How can we beat China in areas like AI and quantum computing if we can't meet basic energy demand? And that's why my State Planning for Reliability and Affordability Act is so important. It takes a light touch and a regulatory approach to incentivizing utilities like the Colorado Public Utilities Commission to consider long-term reliability requirements that help bolster and support American innovation, keep the lights on rain and shine, and reduce utility bills for working families. That way, when weighing policies that impact energy reliability, these entities have to take thoughtful stakeholder feedback into account before making their decision. And this bill doesn't just support traditional fuels. It supports all sources of reliable power, from natural gas to nuclear generation to battery storage. I'm proud that my district continues to remain at the forefront of American energy dominance with continued investments in all types of safe, affordable, and reliable electricity generation that's critical to meeting the demands of future and which Congress is encouraging states to prioritize long-term reliability. That's what my bill does, and I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting this common sense bill and yield back.